Hi guys, this is Misty from the Book Rat, and this is my December wrap-up. So this is a look at what I read in December with a quick thumbs up, thumbs down rating. There were only 5 books in December, so it shouldn't take too long, and I'm going to get right into it. Cinder by Marissa Meyer. If you saw my favorites of 2011 book chat, you'll already know that this was a big thumbs up. It made my favorites list. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait for the rest of the series, and I think it's a really interesting take on the fairy tale. And if you would like to read it or listen to it yourself, I have a giveaway of the audiobook up on the blog right now. Tempest by Julie Cross. This one was just kind of a middle of the road for me. It wasn't a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I thought the concept was really interesting and I was looking forward to reading it, but I just kept finding myself wanting to put it down, or when I would put it down, I didn't want to pick it up again, and it wasn't that it was necessarily bad, it just wasn't holding my attention. I also didn't think that it quite lived up to the concept, even though the concept did remain interesting and the book got better as it went along, and the main character just didn't seem completely authentic to me. When the Sea is Rising Red by Kat Hellison. This was a thumbs up, but kind of a little to the side, and I think that's partly my fault because I was wanting a lot from this, and I don't think that I necessarily got it. I did like it, and thought that it went some dark places that I wasn't expecting. It's a little harder to get into because the main character is not completely likable for a good chunk of the book, and it is a bit predictable, but at the same time, the concept is really interesting, the world building is interesting. There was just a little bit of woodenness in the telling, but for the most part I did like it, and I probably will read Kat Hellison in the future. I read an e-copy of A Touch of Power by Maria V. Snyder. This one definitely gets a thumbs up. I've read Snyder in the past, so I know that she tends to be a little bit of a slow starter for me, so this was no exception. I wasn't a huge fan of the very beginning of the book. However, once it got rolling, I loved it. I didn't want to put it down. I stayed up later than I should have reading it, so definitely one to pick up. I also read The 12th Enchantment by David Liss. My copy is buried somewhere right now, but it does get a thumbs up. There were times that I was a little dubious about it and times that I did consider putting it down, but there was a fun tongue-in-cheek thing that kept me reading, and it did end up being good. I do think that it could use some good editing and a fair amount of trimming, but for the most part, enjoyable. The only one I have a review up for right now is Cinder, but there should be reviews of the other 4 coming soon, so keep an eye out for those. And always, if you do your own monthly wrap-up, feel free to link it as a video response below or at the link on thebookrat.com so that we can all check it out and find out how you did for the month and what you thought of what you read. Happy reading!